Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 2.2 SE diesel. This particular car is registered NA09MME, and mileage at the start of the road test is just 39,676 miles. The reason for doing these road tests is essentially so anyone that's actually looking at this car in an advert actually gets to see the very car advertised in operation. We're very, very well aware that lots of our customers come from, far afield, overseas. So we feel the least we can do is go to the time and effort to do it. It's important for us to be able to let you know if there's any issues with the vehicle that we're selling prior to coming to see us, as rare as that might be. But as I said, this gives us opportunity to just to demonstrate the car and give you our feedback on the vehicle. Road test is also done on these really lovely quiet country roads, very, very close to our premises, so hopefully be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive on the car. So coming to the car itself, it's been very well maintained, and it feels it when you drive the car. It does feel very tight and original in terms of kind of the solidity of the mechanicals in the car. It starts with the engine, which is always a very good place to start on a Honda car, of course. Engine starts absolutely instantly, settles to completely smooth, even idle, pulls absolutely beautifully. These are fantastic engines, they really, really are. If you hear a beep, by the way, it's this, I forgot to turn it off, it's got one of these speed alarms every time you hit 30 miles an hour, and possibly 50 miles an hour in a second. It'll beep, but they annoy the living daylights out of me, but I'll turn that off. But back to the engine, as I said, it's just such a lovely engine to use day in, day out. Forget the fact that it's a typical Honda engine, so it's absolutely strong as an ox and utterly reliable. It's just a fabulous engine. It's got tons of grunt. It pulls beautifully through the complete rev range of the car. It's not like a lot of diesels where it gets to about 3,000 and just stops revving in effect because the turbo's not really giving you much extra. This just sweetly will pull all the way around. It's a very, very, very smooth engine with a really lovely power delivery, and the refinement of the engine is quite astonishing. You only really know it's diesel when you're in possibly first and second gear, the lower gears on a car, which you'd expect. But in essence, it's like now it pulls with a kind of a sweetness through the rev range and without any harshness. It just sounds like a petrol engine rather, but a wonderful engine. Just worth pointing out, aside from the low fuel light, which is just pinged on, there's absolutely no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the vehicle. Temperature gauge, and the car's been running for quite some time now, is running at a 3rd, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car, by the way. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car is absolutely perfect, smooth, silent in operation. Bite point is exactly where it should be as well, so all in very, very fine order there. Then through to what I love this gearbox, I really do. It's Honda at their best. They're not just giving you a gearbox to be able to select your gears and that'll do kind of attitude. It's just got a really silky, smooth actuation to it. The linkage and the springing on the gear lever is absolutely perfect. So you literally just caress the car into gear and it always finds its way home. It's a really fabulous gearbox. I can't feel any wear in it at all in a linkage in any way, shape or form, by the way. Steering of the car tracks bullet straight, and there's no vibrations at all coming through the steering wheel at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, the speed to which I'm allowed to drive. But it's a lovely power steering setup. It's very, very quick in operation. It responds just hardly have to move the wheel to get the car moving in any direction changes, and it's matched the chassis perfectly in that respect, because that wouldn't work terribly well if you had a kind of a flaccid, floppy chassis. This has got a really lovely chassis that works beautifully with the steering. It's very dynamic car to drive. If you enjoy your driving, you'll love driving these cars. They're really great cars to drive. And the ride comfort, when I'm riding along here, it's very comfortable indeed. So don't be put off by some of the motoring press which said they've got a hard ride. Only the sharpest ridges tend to catch them out, as they pretty much do every car in this day and age. But this rides beautifully. And what I'm looking for on the road test, by the way, is just signs of any kind of clonks or clanks coming from underneath the car that shouldn't be there. And there's nothing at all on this vehicle. That's normally innocent stuff, by the way. It's normally just kind of little drop links, anti-roll bar links or bushers. But there's absolutely nothing on this car at all. It's perfect in that respect. Brakes on the car, I'm just going to give them a bit of a shove. It's a nice solid brake pedal on the car, and what it does, it pulls the nose of the car down really straight. There's no sort of sudden pulling left or right in any way, and there's no pulsing or vibration coming back through the brake pedal either. Looking around inside the car, I've said it on many of my previous videos, and I'll never tire of this dashboard. I absolutely love this in here. It's so different from the norm in the sense that you've got a manufacturer that we could think Honda could easily just put a binnacle up here and centre stack here and done the same as everybody else, but styled it slightly differently. But no, they haven't. They've given you this wonderful architecture, but it works. It's not just there for show because it looks fantastic. Because this two-tier design, upper level there, the speedo is directly in my line of sight, which means I'm looking at the car in front. But I can see my speed at exactly the same time. There's no, you don't have to take your eyes off the road even for a millisecond. It's absolute genius in the way it operates. Then up to the left of that, you've got a information display readout there, all working absolutely perfectly, by the way. But I love this. I think it just works absolutely fantastically, and it's really stood the test of time because it looks as fresh now as it did the day it was produced, in my opinion. Because what I love about it as much as anything else is the fact that it really doesn't appeal to everybody, and I think that's a really good sign of design, by the way, because it means that it polarizes opinion. I think that's a really rather good thing. But it's also wonderfully built in here. There's no creaks, rattles, or anything at all. It's typical Honda. They're very, very well engineered cars. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it is to pick up on any issues whilst driving the car. With this mileage and the history, you wouldn't expect it to have any, and there's nothing at all to report back. It drives absolutely beautifully. It feels tight as a drum, really does. And whoever's lucky enough to take it on next will have a lovely car in their ownership. If, however, I've missed something on the video, as always, please don't hesitate. Do give us a call, and we'll happily answer any questions you might have about this car.